you've all been warned. Okay, so we will go ahead and get started with our April Macedon Library Board meeting at 6:43. And Denise sent out the minutes from March. Everybody got a chance to look at those. Any questions, concerns? If I could get a motion to approve those.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from March.
Second.
Perfect. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank
Aye.
you. Great. And then, oh, I keep putting this in the wrong spot. And then we have our vouchers and balance for this month. And Stacy, I'll let you do the honors.
Okay, voucher number 56 through 71. The total is 10,230.91.
I apologize. I was not able to get in there to review. It just didn't work.
It's okay. Steve came in.
Yeah, way to go, Steve.
I know he carried us. I tried to get in there on Saturday and didn't make it.
If you look at, I sent the abstract out to all of you a little late, but if you look at it, there aren't any real huge surprises or anything. So,
Yeah, it was pretty straightforward.
yeah.
And I guess I had my agenda kind of screwed up. So we did the vouchers. And I had that under old business accidentally, but I also have the homebound deliveries. Was there any updates on that we wanted to talk about, or anybody have any ideas or eureka moments?
I don't have any other ideas. I have not heard back from Shipped or any of the other ones that I contacted. I don't know, maybe it would take them a while because they're big operations, or maybe they're just not going to respond because maybe they're not interested.
Did Pioneer have anything to share? Like other libraries and what they're doing or anything? Or
Well, you can have volunteers bring things to other places, but when I talked to who did I talk to? Meals on Wheels, they said that technically you have to offer mileage, even though maybe a lot of people wouldn't take it, but you have to be prepared to pay mileage if people want it. And I know that's true. So that's just something to consider if we wanted to go the volunteer way with it. And how much would we need to budget in case, we had volunteers that wanted mileage? Mileage adds up in a very quickly.
yeah, it does.
But maybe if it was a service that was like you put your request in and once a week, all the people with requests got their delivery.
Would this be something that the Friends might want to pose to the Friends group to see if, because I mean, they're basically a volunteer group, right? To say, are there any friends that would be interested? Just to kind of get a feel of maybe, volunteering to deliver books to some, shut-ins or that kind of thing. Has that topic ever come up?
Yeah,
friendly?
well, we do Parkwoods as it is
Right.
there.
We knew that.
And we do have, at the end of our book sale, Phoebe, our vice president, usually takes some books out for the literacy volunteers. And Pam will collect them and give them to, I think, Ann Gilson for the elementary schools.
Oh,
So that's kind of what we've done. I mean, as far as that goes.
Right, and those are kind of the used books that come in as donations. And so
Right.
this concept was literally the collection that's in the library that's borrowed, that they would be, let's say somebody, was an invalid, or somebody was
Okay.
just, stuck at home and doesn't have anybody, to bring them a book. And, maybe you go every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you stop and you drop a book and you pick some other books up kind of thing. That was the concept.
Yeah, I did that with my students when I worked at BOCES. We usually went to, I think it was a Fairport Baptist home, and the kids would work the program from the library there, and they'd take books up on a cart, and then we'd write down names and then come back in 2 weeks and pick it back up and take it
Yeah,
down and
yeah.
do something else for them. So the same idea in a way.
Yeah.
The thing with volunteers from the Friends, and Stacy knows this, it's the same group of people that are doing all of it.
Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, we have, I think, when our newsletters go out, they go out to like 82 different people, but emails, but a lot of them are just in name only. There's not really, and whenever we had our Friends meetings back, over a year ago now, we rarely got any more than the people that sit on the Friends, sit on the grant committee, and sit on the fundraising committee, which are pretty much the same people.
Yeah.
So there's, and even the book sale, we get certain people that will come and help out. They always help at the book sale. Well, Steve comes and helps out, set up and stuff. But there's typically not a lot of people. When we send out emails for anything, we don't hear any, even when to respond in an email, you don't get them. So you're right, we're volunteers, but it's the same volunteers every time.
Yeah. What about the kids that need volunteer time for
Community.
school?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they're even requiring it because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that might be something like an outlet to kind of check out, like if they still are. Is
I
that
don't know. We've never had very good luck with that.
really?
No.
About scouting.
Well,
Scouting could be a possibility, or either the Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts.
But then this involves people who drive.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
You
trick.
know,
really,
rely on the parents.
So you're
Yeah.
volunteering their parents.
parents, yeah.
Well, yeah, unless they had their license, for the 16, 17, 18-year-olds, that are getting the senior credits, or even the older Boy Scout, Girl Scouts in the program.
When we use to move the book sale, the books for the book sale, we contact the baseball team in the spring and the football team through the coaches and the football team in the fall and so you would have some kids that were driving to come and help out move books, but then you would have parents dropping them off. So there is a slim number there. I just don't know what how many would be.
Yeah.
Thing
Yeah.
too is with a program like this, if it was going to be a service we offered, you would want to make sure the volunteers were reliable and not like with high school kids, you might get a few 1 month and not have anybody want to do it for 6 months. And then
Right,
what are you going to do?
Yeah.
right. You've got all those people who ordered books and
Yeah.
no
And
delivery.
mostly the high school kids, when they do have to do it, they all wait till the end of the year and they come like the last couple of weeks of June.
Unless they got a coach pushing them, and then they're there because he
Oh,
said, if you
yeah.
don't, you play the next
But the
game.
ones that aren't in, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. So
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll keep mulling it over and
Yeah, if
You know,
anybody
there's
thinks,
another-
I would
there's
love to
another
form a
avenue.
partnership with some organization that already is out there doing things, if anybody thought of one.
yeah.
Salvatore's Pizza.
The Rotary.
Yeah,
Pizza and a book.
I did. Well, I did think about that. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
they're out there delivering, but obviously they're
Yeah.
getting paid for it. So I
Yeah,
don't know how much a tip they're gonna get, how much of a tip they're gonna get for catcher in the rye or whatever it is.
Right. Right.
no, but if it was paired with the pizza, like if you were gonna get a pizza,
Yeah.
you could maybe order 5 books and like every Friday get a pizza and a new bunch of books. I don't
Yeah. I think your movies would probably go over better.
Yeah.
know. Movies, we don't care. We don't judge.
Okay. The bond insurance.
Yeah.
Everybody, I guess, if there's any questions or concerns with that, we had Bruce come and, I think sounded like everybody was okay with the estimate he gave us.
Yeah.
I make a motion, we stay with Chapman.
Second it.
Perfect. And all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great.
I'll let them know.
Perfect. All right, Chris, Gary, what you guys got?
So I have not had a chance at all, Chris, to look at anything since I was not around at all today. So you're on your own.
All right. Sorry, I just sent things out today. I just got it on Friday, so, and I had a couple of smaller changes, so, but I think it's pretty straightforward. I think it's pretty good. I'll share my screen, maybe not.
Oh, here. I have to do this. Let me post. Sorry,
Mm-mm.
I won't.
You're clicking on the three little dots in the upper right of his square.
Yeah.
What-
It just says make, I'll make you the host. Maybe
Be
then,
Oh,
a
yeah.
co-host. Make him a co-host.
there you go. See if you get options now.
He
I
should.
think we do.
There you go.
There we go. All right,
Beauty.
very exciting. Let me get that a little bit bigger. So we're a quarter through the year. So the year-to-date budget from the revenue standpoint, it's almost our annual budget. So our annual budget is $323,000, and so our budget through March is 308, and we actually came in at 314. And as usual, the big reason for that variance is Stacy and her grants. So she always gets she always finds the way to get more funding. If it's not a partnership with Salvatore's, then it's a donation from Google. So somehow or some way, Stacy gets a lot of those little gifts. So not that they're little, but those,
Some are.
but I think you pick away at it. And in this year, you can see that the fines and the miscellaneous revenue are a little bit down compared to budget. That's just because less traffic, less foot traffic. So we're weathering that storm, more than weathering it, and we're actually over budget through the first quarter. By the same token, we're under budget on expenses. So we budgeted about $81,000 for expenses, and we came in about 56,000. The biggest non-timing difference is in contractual. So in that $12,000 variance, we have some books and media that we haven't really had a need to purchase as much of this year. And also the library, the contract with PLS, once that hits, that's a pretty big timing hit. But some of that is real. Some of that we won't catch up on. We won't catch up on the salaries. The benefits, we should. So we haven't made our retirement payment yet, or any retirement payments in 2021. So that's why that's so much lower. So the 7,000 should go away. Some of the 12,000 should go away. So don't go dancing around with the $25,000 quite yet. Don't go buy a car or van or anything like that. So overall, operating results wise, pretty decent, $258,000 compared to the 227 that was budgeted. You still have just shy of $600,000 in the reserve fund. So, I mean, you're doing fine from a cash standpoint. And as always, your programs they cost money, and you don't charge for them, so you don't get a lot of revenue for them. So I think that's a community benefit there. So that's positive. So really, there's not a whole lot changed from February. It's actually a good thing, I suppose. Then I have a volatile P&L, but yeah. That's it.
And did you get the email from Kim Leonard
Mhm.
about, okay,
Yep, she should have I sent her a whole bunch of stuff, or I sent it to Stacy and she sent it to Kim.
okay,
She should have what she needs. If she doesn't, I'll give her whatever she needs.
okay, cool. All right, good. Yeah, looks good. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Maybe I can stop sharing. There we go.
Now, okay, the director's report, everybody got Stacy's director's report. Any questions or concerns with that? Busy. Things are looking good. Bruce is not able to join us tonight. He had a conflict. Does anybody have anything for him or anything that we need to take to the town? I'm just gonna let him know after this meeting.
Nope.
As well. Okay. All right, I will pass the torch to Jane with all our friends updates.
Thank you. The Friends Executive Board and the fundraising committee are continuing to meet virtually. Okay, it's been slow and we do it like every other month, but we're still continuing to meet. The fundraising committee has met twice and they're meeting again on May 3rd. Because we have things that we would like to keep going, if possible, in a positive direction. The Friends Grant Committee put out on St. Patrick's Day the applications for grants for people to access to fill out for funding for different programs or whatever they would like, you know, to be done at the community from the community or the library, whatever. So the Grant Committee is scheduled to meet on May 19th at the Town Hall to review the grants that were, the applications that were submitted for the 2022 grant year. So, and then those people, if they're approved, will be notified. I think it's May 28th or 29th, it's a Friday, you know, as to, you know, they'll get an acceptance letter or something that may say we need more information. Or it may say, sorry, but we can't do this right now. We don't feel that it's, you know, warrants our mission that we want to, you know, push forward with. Needless to say, we did have a fantastic grant year last year and being able to fund all the grants that were requested over the amount of money we had available because we had previous year that was, you know, we still had funds left. This year, I think we probably are going to have as many funds left as we get from the interest that we draw from our ACF that we get after the first quarter of the year to use for the grants. So there should be no problem, not that anybody's beating down the doors because we only really had 2 grants applications submitted. So, but it's still nice to know that they're being done and
Yeah.
we'll move forward from there. So.
Good.
As you may or may not know, but the spring used book sale has been canceled for this year. It's usually held from May, it would have been held from May 13th through the 15th. We hopefully are going to have a fall book sale in October this year. There also will be a chicken barbecue, which this will be our 4th year for having that, which will be held on the Saturday of the book sale. If perchance the book sale does not happen, there still will be a barbecue because that's done outside and it's another company coming in and, you know, it just can be done, which is a good thing. So, because last year that was like our major fundraiser that we had. There is a bit of a difference on the barbecue this year. The time for it will run from 12 to 4 instead of 1 to 5. Typically, we were ready to serve chickens at 12:30 anyway, so sometimes it happened earlier, but through Gail Wynn, who is the caterer doing it out of Canandaigua, they said that that time, you know, is a little bit better for people sometimes than the 1 to 5. So we still have, the ticket price is going to remain the same, $10, and I had to ramp up things last year because the library was open, it was closed, it was open, it was closed. So the tickets were able to be purchased at the library, and we probably had twice as many purchased at the library last year than we did the year before. So that was good. I had to put a sign up at the corner of 350 and 31, and I had to put on, you know, my phone number to call and the ticket price to try to get more people in. So we were able to sell 300 dinners with. We only had to have a pre-sale of 250, which we had, but with walk-ins, we were able to sell 300.
Great.
This year, unfortunately, we have to have a pre-sale of 300. So Tara, I know I had spoken to you once alongside each other at the treadmills at the gym, and
Yep.
in the past, we have given book packets of 10 tickets per board member. she said that she'd be willing to take the envelopes and get them out to people. So hopefully that'll happen, you know, so that might give us a little bit more of a boost.
Yeah.
I feel confident we can get the 300, but yet there's always until the day of, and I see the numbers there pre-sale. You're always sweating bullets to make sure it's going to happen. So anyway, so that's, you know, that's where the barbecue stands. Fundraising committee has also planned a spring raffle featuring a charbroil gas grill that's been donated from Macedon Lowe's. And this, the raffle will take place from mid-May until the end of June, with the winning ticket being pulled on July 1st, so that people will be able to pick it up and have it for 4th of July weekend and all their big barbecues. And the selling of the tickets in the past for our other raffles has been done by the friends through the library, which has been great. The girls at the desk have been a great job doing it. And as I said, with the barbecue and our Bountiful Baskets raffles, it's always been great. And we're hoping that it can be done the same way this year, but with the same results in the past. The library's hours that they're open now are great, but patrons are having to make an appointment. So that limits anybody who might consider just stopping in to buy a ticket from not being able to do it. So friends are hoping and wondering the accessibility to the library, to the community will change soon, so that this will allow us to have these raffles, because it's hard to try to get, I mean, you know, if people are just coming in by an appointment to buy a ticket, you're only going to get so many people. So the idea of having a fundraiser is to raise money. And if your hands are, and it's, if somebody wants to buy one ticket, they're not going to go on Venmo and put in for $5 or something, you know. So it just makes it easier. And like I said, our friends are only the same people. So trying to get, and we send out emails and everything, and we put up flyers and whatever, but it just, you know, the library being open is a great asset to the community. And it just, you'd be surprised how many people go by and might say, oh, gee, maybe I'll stop in. And, you know, when they get up their appointment, well, forget that. I don't have the time for an appointment. So anyway, so we're just hoping that things will change soon to the better anyway. Thank you. And that's about it. So,
Okay, great.
thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and I actually had a conversation with, is it Sheila, the secretary at the town?
Charlene?
Charlene, yes, sorry.
Charlene,
Thank you. I'm horrible with names, I'm sorry. Charlene, and she said that there are actually quite a few people that call and ask, you know, is it open? When are they gonna open? So that's a great segue into our next topic about hours and capacity and things like that. So, but first I want to thank you, Jane, and to the rest of the friends, because you guys do phenomenal work and support us. And yeah, we wouldn't be as successful without you. So thank you so much for all you guys do. I know it's the same people and it gets exhausting, but
So I have a question.
we're appreciative.
I have a question for Jane. In terms of trying to, put the library hours aside and buying with the library, have you guys ever, I don't know, I mean, at Walmart, standing at the door, I realize it's not the most fun thing to do, but you always see the Girl Scouts and the different ones that are, would that be something like just maybe 2 weekends out of the prior to when you have to meet the number? Has that ever been considered, or?
You mean for the barbecue?
Yeah,
Or just
the
raffles?
barbecue. Or it
Well-
could be the raffle, but I was thinking more the barbecue. You got the 300 number, right? People got to go to the library to do it. And I think if I'm going in and out of Walmart and I see the sign Macedon, barbecue, $10, I might buy a ticket right there. That was just a thought.
Mhm. Well, I can give you a couple different ideas. First of all, for us to do the gas grill, we cannot sit at Lowe's and try to sell tickets. They won't
Okay.
allow us to do that, which I
Gotcha.
think is kind of weird, but anyway.
Yeah.
And then sitting in front of Walmart for just the raffling off a gas grill donated by Lowe's.
No,
I mean,
that does make sense.
Okay. And for the barbecue, we've never done that because it's just, we've never had to.
Right.
Okay, we've always had the other way. So last year, trying to get creative because, you know, the book sales typically, actually if the book sale had been held in May, we would have started selling raffle tickets for the gas grill at the book sale. That would have started it off. So that would have been a good, you know, start on it anyway. But that isn't happening. So that kind of, we're having to rethink exactly how we're going to do that. But anyway, and for the barbecue, typically I started last year because I worried about the numbers because we had to come up from 200 to 250. I started selling the tickets and making them available even before that. I had through Facebook, through phone numbers to me, through Macedon Matters and through Palmac Neighbors, all of the, you know, posted in there. So I did get a number of people calling me personally, but as far as sitting in front of it, we've never discussed that because we just never really had to. That's right up there. I mean, that's just it. So it is
Yeah.
something to think about, but I don't know. I was just hoping we didn't have to do, because again, we're counting on the same
Yeah,
people.
and it's time and yeah,
To do
and
it.
you know, you could be out there in the cold and rain and who knows, right? So
It's gonna be beautiful weather up and, you know, can do
Yeah.
anything it wants after the barbecue.
Yeah.
Our first year, that's what it was. It was rain, wind, sleet.
It was
very
so gross out there. All, ugh.
Bad.
So anyway, but it's something to think about, yes. And like I said, we have a meeting on May 3rd for the fundraising committee, so we will, I can bring it up, so.
Yeah.
Just-
And historically, like, you know, us, the board members have also carried, like you said, 10 tickets at a
Mhm.
minimum and, you know, go to your family and friends and, you know, wave the
Oh.
tickets and make them buy them.
We did, the friends, last year, I upped it from 10 to 12 because I knew I needed more. Okay. So
Yeah.
the friends that I gave tickets to of the, you know, the MPL friends, they all got 12 and nobody said anything different, you know, and some sold their 12 plus more.
Yeah.
And others had a hard time selling, but that's usually what you get. It averaged out that they all sold, and we
Yeah.
did, I think we actually had 248, and I think we had 62, no, must have had 238 pre-sale, but we had 62 walk-ins. And I knew that would happen because when I called the Monday before it, and I give them a number, I always get, is it too late? Is it too late to buy a ticket? You know, the days after. So I just knew that, you know, we would make it. So we did.
Yeah,
So,
good.
you know.
All right. And now the word's out there too. Like you said, it's the
Yeah.
4th year and people look
Mhm.
forward to it. So, and there's been a ton of that stuff around and it's all doing great. You know, I'm
Yeah.
not sure how the seafood one in Palmyra is going for the swim team, but I know like the Macedon Center, I mean, they had 500 and they sold out in an hour and a half or something like that. So, yeah.
I don't know how the swim team's doing either, but I was at Muddy Waters last weekend. We did the seafood there. So, and one of the girls behind me, Christina Lear, who heads up the fundraising for the swim team, was telling me that they were going to have it because they were busy trying to serve the meal. So I was, you know, going and getting all the information I could from her. And she says, call me later, Jane, and I'll give you all the info. So trying to think of another fundraiser we could have because we do Doug's Fish Fry too. And
Right.
last year that was in September, and I don't think it's going to be September this year, and maybe in October too. But that's something that we basically don't have to do anything for other than advertise it. So if it happened to be in October, but that's something when you can only call in 90 days, 6 months before the actual month you want to have it. So May 1st, I have to get on the phone and just keep calling and calling and calling to get in to see if I can get a date for October. Otherwise, then I go to June 1st to try to get November.
I
So
know. I wish they'd get their Wayne County permit.
I do too,
Mhm,
believe me.
mhm.
I know. I keep asking them.
It's not that far over to Seneca Falls.
Yeah.
What's the holdup? Why can't they get it?
I
I
don't
don't
know if they
know.
just don't want to. I don't know.
I think they're actually, I don't want to say overwhelmed, but I think they're, especially last year, with a lot of people looking to do any type of fundraiser they could.
Yeah.
That they were just overwhelmed with request. And I
So
know,
I would say if for some reason, you don't get a date in October, November starts to get, cold and maybe, I don't know. I mean, I've not looked into any of this, so I'm just speaking off the top of my head. There's all these food trucks out there, from, the mac and cheese, macarolin and meatball truck and, all these different ones. Maybe there's another option. I don't know.
No,
Liz?
most of them charge you to come.
Okay, so you can't,
This one is a great deal because they come and they give you a little fundraising cut. It's amazing.
in fact, last year was September, the year before was in November, and it was cool that day, and we didn't think we'd do very well. Well, you have to, first of all, they have to sell over $2,500 before you get any percentage. So we wound up getting 5%, I think, of the total sales that time, and it was November, and it was cool, but people were lined up all over the place to get it. I mean, they know they come there, it's at the Five Star Bank on 5 and 20, and people they have their schedule, and they know when they're gonna be there, and they come. Last year, we did so well that we maxed out, and we got 12% of the total sales. We made almost $800 just on that alone. So if you do the math on it, quick in your head, their sales were like over, I think it was over $6,000 or something, $7,000 for that. Unbelievable. So
Good
we
food
made,
too.
For a food truck.
and it stays warm. It stays warm from Waterloo all the way to Palmyra, staying at your house for 15 minutes and coming home to your house afterwards. So like 45 minutes, it's still hot.
And good, like it's not mushy and gross.
Yeah.
Really is good.
Yeah.
Anyway, but, okay, well, that's an idea, Gary, and now, put it to the group and see maybe something like that we could do. Who knows? My
Yeah.
brain is still functioning, trying to pick up new ways to do things, so.
So looks like we lost Gary.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's having internet issues or what. But do we want to start talking about library hours and capacity? I know we won't be able to make a vote or anything until we get him, but hopefully he will pop back in here. So I'll go ahead and open the floor. Stacy, if you want to give a breakdown of what
Sure.
you've seen.
Well, I just
Oh.
think that we're ready to have about 10 people in the library at a time. That's a reasonable number. And we wouldn't have to have appointments. And hours wise, I think the hours are probably right for right now. I wouldn't change them. I'd leave them alone. But I think allowing 10 people in the library to browse, and I think that's reasonable. I mean, they have to wear a mask, they have to sanitize, all the stuff, but I think that's reasonable. In-person programming, I think I'll hold back on until fall. Unless occasionally we have like people who need to meet with a social worker and they need a place desperately to go. And if nothing is going on, I have let them go in the community room, just like, 2 people, maybe 3. It depends, I use my discretion, and, if somebody really needs to have a meeting like that, or I think there's been a healthcare navigator type meeting in there, things like that, I'll allow for, because it's such a small number of people. And if we can put them in that big room and they're separate, I think it's okay. But as far as regular programs, I'm looking at fall, because why not just use the outdoors, let more people get vaccinated, and hopefully we'll be in really good shape in the fall to be more normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stacy, can I ask, when you say 10 people in the library, you mean 10 patrons in addition to the staff?
Yes. I
Okay.
think that's reasonable. If you look at the sorts of numbers that other places are now allowing for, I think 10's reasonable. Some other libraries that have already started allowing people back in before us are finding that they're not that busy. So we may not even get to the 10 whole people. But just in case, if 2 families of 4 happen to come at the same time, you've got 8 people, and then if a couple comes,
Yeah.
but we'll monitor it, and but I think it's reasonable. I think our space is big enough. That's reasonable.
I also think it's important too, that like you said about the hours, to keep that consistent for now,
Yeah,
we don't want to be flip-flopping and changing things, and
I think
I think that's a good idea.
if everything continues to get better with the pandemic, that maybe as we had planned, we were gonna only be open till 7 in the warmer months and then flip to 8 when it gets nastier out. I think
Yeah.
maybe sticking to that concept hopefully will work, and hopefully we won't be on any kind of pause. I think tell everybody to get the vaccine, because that's how we get out of this.
Stacy, I have a question. The only hours that would really change that much are the Friday and Saturday hours, right?
No,
Because right now,
every day in the warmer months, the concept was to add an hour in the colder months and to take an hour away when it's nice, because people tend to not come in the
Right.
evening when it's nice. They're out doing things.
but I mean, right now, Fridays and Saturdays, you're only open 10 to 1, right?
10 to 2.
10 to 2, well, yeah, because it just changed, yeah, 10 to 2.
Yeah.
So if you change the hours at all, I mean, not the Monday through Thursdays, but the Friday and Saturdays would be the only ones you would really change.
Yeah. Well, we could change those to 1, but I think maybe leave them alone, just because.
No, I'm just saying you wouldn't do, because originally the Saturdays were 1 to 5 is what I'm doing.
Right. Yeah,
Okay,
we changed it. Yeah.
That's all I mean.
I think the mornings are going well, actually. So I don't know if, I
Mhm.
mean, we'll see how it goes, but people seem to like the morning hours.
Okay, good. I was hoping to get Gary back in so we could make a motion. But
Does he even realize he's not on anymore?
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but there's 4 of us. We could make a motion.
Yeah. Because we only have 5 board members now. You only need 3.
Oh,
Yeah, I forgot too until Steve said that. And then I'm
We've
like,
got a
"Wait."
quorum.
Yeah.
keep me honest, Steve. I don't know why, because Bruce and Gary aren't here. I was thinking we were down, but Bruce.
Well, because for so long, 5 was the quorum, and now
Yeah.
it's changed.
Yeah. Okay, good job. Okay. If somebody wants to go ahead and make the motion to open up to 10 patrons.
All right, I'll make that motion that we allow 10 patrons at a time in the library.
I'll second.
Beautiful. All in favor?
Hi.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, and with that, I don't know if anybody, I'll open it up to everybody if you had anything else or if anything's you're burning.
Oh, he's back.
There he is.
Gary?
Yeah, I'm just on the phone.
Oh,
My PC died.
oh.
I think
we
somebody,
were
I think
stopping.
somebody was thinking, wish this guy would just shut up, and I did.
Oh,
No.
We voted on a motion to allow 10 patrons in the library at a time.
That's great.
That's the only thing you missed.
Okay.
yeah.
Did you have any questions or did you have anything you wanted to add to that or questions around that whole topic?
No, I saw, Stacy's, notes on it, and I thought it was a good thing to do. And obviously, we're seeing increased capacities in all sorts of domains throughout the state.
Yeah.
So it just seems to make sense.
Yeah, and I think we were one of the only ones left that weren't open yet in the area anyway. So I know people were getting a little anxious. We did also decide to keep the hours the same, Gary, just so instead of messing with that, we'll
Yeah,
just
that makes sense too.
the
Yep.
capacity, yeah. Okay, And then right before you had popped back in, I had just opened the floor for any other topics anybody had to bring to the meeting tonight. Questions, issues?
So the only one I had was, I know, Stacy, we're supposed to do that financial, not the audit, but the quarterly financial, I can't remember what it was called. I had pointed it out in the policies. And it was supposed to be done in April, and obviously April's almost done, and I've been remiss to schedule something. I think Steve was going to participate, and maybe Chris, I think. So we just need to, I'll reach out to you, Stacy, and we'll try to get
Okay.
something scheduled.
Sure,
Because we'll need you to set up a Zoom or whatever.
right. That's,
Okay.
that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, April got away from everybody.
Yeah, it really did. It just gone.
All right, well, with that, if nobody has anything else, we will meet again next month. Let me get my calendar up here. May 24th. When's Memorial Day? That's the last weekend, right?
Yeah, it's late this year.
Okay, so May 24th, 6:30, and I will try to remember to send the link out in the email itself, but
Sorry about that. I'll look
No,
for it there from now on. just in
I'm
case.
sorry.
You're going up north. You
What's
go
that?
up north, they won't have internet.
I use my phone as a hotspot. All right, so if I could get a motion to adjourn the April meeting.
Make the motion.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and second. And then all in favor.
Bye.
You
Aye.
Good to
all-
see everybody.
See y'all soon.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Ah,